to hold off the New York Rangers 3-2. Things started out terribly for Bob Sovey in the nets. Former Sabres Jim Weimer beat him with a shot just 9 seconds into the game. Weimer now shares the record with Yvon Cornelier for the fastest goal ever against the Sabres. But Buffalo got even on a power play goal by Lindy Ruff at 8:19. Gilbert Perreault doing some nifty work to get an assist. So did Phil Housley. Then Housley scored a pretty goal, faking Van Beesbroek from just outside the crease. Sear and Fenves assisted at 9:46. The only second period goal went to the Rangers. This was a power play goal too. Mark Pavlich got it at 15:17. It was 2-2 after 2 periods. The third period got to the 7:26 mark before the Sabres took the lead. And it was Housley again with his 16th of the year, setting himself up perfectly. It was unassisted. The Sabres, incredibly, are just 1 point behind Montreal and Quebec.
Well, I think we had a lot of pressure in their zone with our power play, getting a lot of shots and rebounds, and I just stamped the puck out of the air and took a snapshot, and luckily it went in. Just trying to put it on the net.
Well, you know, it was tied, and we were just getting a little frustrated coming out and them getting an early goal in the third period, and then, you know, we have to fight back and not play our style of game. So we just come out, wanted to have a good third period, good 20 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys probably heard all the noise in the dressing room. It's just great to win again. I can't remember the last game I played in that we won, and, you know, I'm quite happy about it. We worked hard all night, and, you know, we're right down to the end there. We got lucky at the end there. The puck hit the crossbar. They almost tied it up, but we're very happy tonight.
And finally, again, the Sabres with a 3-2 win over the Rangers, and Phil Housley with a pair of goals was the
there you go.
I told you they're going to beat the Rangers. It's kind of a helter-skelter game. The Sabres dominated. Let's go to the highlights now. 9 seconds into the game, before hardly anyone sat down, Jim Weimer, the former Sabre, scored unassisted his 4th goal right there, and New York led 1-0. He said, wait a minute. Come on, guys. Let's get it together. They did. Look at Gilbert Perreault. Put the defenseman on his pants there, take the shot, and set up Lindy Ruff for the power play goal. It was 1-1 at that point. Then at 9:46 of the first period, Phil Housley, who would turn out to put in the game winner, got his 15th from Paul Sear and Dave Fenves. It was 2-1 Buffalo at the end of the first period as they outshot the Rangers 11-6. Mark Pavlich, a power play goal, the only goal of the second period. It was 2-2, and that's the way they skated into the third. Enter Phil Housley. An unassisted goal, number 16, made it 3-2. The Rangers did put a lot of pressure on after pulling their goalie. Watch the face-off, 6 seconds to go. A flurry. Mike Rogers hit the crossbar. The game was over. The Sabres won it, and Phil Housley talks about the winner.
Well, I think we had a lot of pressure in their zone with our power play, getting a lot of shots and rebounds, and I just stamped the puck out of the air and took a snapshot, and luckily it went in. Just trying to put it on the net.
It was a beauty, and that's what happened.
Seconds ticking away. He's got the wide open net. As the puck slides over, he hits the crossbar, and the Sabres hang on to win it. And Mike DeGeorge talked to Housley after the game.
Yeah, I think the line mates, John Tucker, Paul Sear, and myself really hustled, and we were taking the body and creating some chances and putting the pressure in their zone. I don't think we had too much trouble in our own zone. We just get that first guy in the puck taking the body and the second guy picking up the puck. We're going to get some chances, and one of the goals was a result of that.
Yeah, get those young guys playing, and maybe the Sabres will come on. They're just a point now behind Montreal and Quebec and still in the fight.
That thanks to last night's 3-2 win over the Rangers. Former Sabre Jim Weimer scored in record time, just 9 seconds after the opening faceoff. But the Sabres did something they haven't done lately. They shrugged it off, and they went on to win, thanks mostly to the work of Phil Housley. Scotty Bowman had the young defenseman at center. He'd responded with 2 goals. Patience paid off on the first one, and also paid off very well on the second when he knocked down a clearing pass, got in good position, and fired the winner.
In the past, we've been playing better behind when we're behind, and we just didn't let that bother us, and we just went started to get it going for ourselves, and by taking the body and just trying to create chances. And I think it was a big boost for us to score on that first power play to get the one right back, and we just got some momentum.
It's the first time we've been in the lead going into the last 5 minutes of the game, and of course we had to put the pressure on the other team most of the time when we were behind. So it was nice to be in the lead, and the other team had to come to us for a change.
Sabres win it 3-2.
And certainly helped lift a little bit of gloom, and the Sabres certainly needed that 3-2 win over the Rangers last night in the odd, and they needed it for the points as well. They're now a point behind Montreal and Quebec. Shaky start, though. 9 seconds after the opening faceoff, ex-Sabre Jim Weimer surprises Bob Sauvé. That ties the record for the fastest goal against. Sabres come back, though. They line of Housley, Tucker, and Sear with about a half dozen hits on this shift in the first period, and it leads to the Housley goal for a 2-1 Sabres lead. Phil played an excellent game last night. It was 2-2 in the third period. Sabres power play had just ended when Housley made a good effort to beat Van Beesbrook. It was the game winner, but not before a big scare in the final seconds as Rogers hit the crossbar at the buzzer. Housley said the quick first goal didn't bother the Sabres.
Started to get it going for ourselves, and by taking the body and just trying to create chances. And I think it was a big boost for us to score on that first power play to get the one right back, and we just got some momentum.
Well, speaking of the Globetrotters, don't bet on the
10th after some great work by Gilbert Perreault putting the defense
for the Hartford Whalers, who they'll play tomorrow night on the road, trailing both Montreal and Quebec by 3 points in the Adams division. Scotty Bowman's club sure could use some good news. Tonight, Rob Allen reports that defenseman Billy Height should be able to play next week.
The numbers tell the tale of just how much the Sabres really miss Bill Height. Since Height went down with a shoulder injury the game before the All-Star break, Buffalo has won only 7 of 20 games. In addition, they've given up 70 goals in that stretch.
You've taken your shots from the fans and the media over the years. How did it make you feel all of a sudden to say the reason the Sabres were playing poorly was because Billy Height wasn't in there?
Well, I actually don't like it. I'd rather than be playing well and being in first place and that sort of thing. Maybe it's going to make for a little more pressure on me. If we don't play well when I'm back, they'll be saying, well, we didn't need Height after all.
Now for the good news. Height has been skating daily and could be ready to play as soon as next week, and definitely in time for the playoffs.
My shoulder's not too bad. It's a little weak. I think it needs a little more strengthening with weights and that sort of thing. There's a little bit of soreness, but it's not bad at all, and it's improved a lot over the last few days, and I'm hoping I can get back in soon.
Do you think you'll be ready in time for the playoffs?
Oh, for sure. I feel I should be ready for next week for sure.
No doubt his teammates, especially those on the back line, will welcome Bill Height back with open arms. At Saberland, this is Rob Allen, Channel 7 Eyewitness Sports.